everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, October 1st, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. For each of us, total liberation is not very far away. It is just hidden behind us. It just happens after a few dozen trips around the sun, we come to a time in our lives when we start asking ourselves deeper questions like, what is the point of all of this? What is the point of it all? Why am I here? How many times have those of us, those before us, have asked the same question they ponder? What's the point of it all? Why am I here? What great purpose do I serve? Whenever we are embraced by the God to reach this moment of our soul's deepest inquiry, it should be honored with the utmost patience and persistence. This is, you can say, the golden carrot which leads us to dig further inside. So that, what do you think it is that motivates you to ask that question, those questions of yourself? Where does that come from? It doesn't come from the mind. I'll guarantee you that. It doesn't come from the ego. It comes from within. It comes from the God within you. It comes from the soul. What's the point of it all? Why am I here? What great purpose do I serve? And that's the moment our soul's deepest inquiry, so it's honored with utmost patience and persistence. So the golden carrot leads us, inspires us to dig further inside so that we uncover the roots of why we are struggling and see how to alleviate any pain we are incurring. It is from returning to this self-inquiry, this luscious self-inquiry, that we discover the most sacred answers to life, which truly satisfy every crack and every crevice of our being. Enlightenment is not some fairy tale experience or something just meant for a few special sacred people. It is the highest peak of our consciousness, and it is available to all of us in every moment, all beings, in all existences. It is available to all of us in every moment. It is a genuinely grounding spiritual experience which transforms all of the sour lemons in our lives into the most succulent sweet lemonade. And the enlightened state is what lifts the veil, blinding us from the truth, allowing us to see just how magnificent each and every single one of us truly are. Be open and available to every experience life gives you. Every experience life gives you. Be open and available to it, knowing that each experience is always the right experience. If you want to identify right or wrong, there really isn't, but that's up to you. But each experience, any experience that we create into reality is right for us. The universe directs and guides and engineers as we request. So for the enlightened being, there is no such thing as a wrong experience. The universe is the most intelligent teacher there is, and it never ever makes a mistake. We don't have those. The universe is this grand weave of perpetual spiritual synchronicity and our karmic destiny. We are all this timeless perfection of wild conscious creativity in action, always co-creating a synchro-destined harmonious play between mind, matter, and spirit. So how could this omniscient perfection, ever make a mistake or even entertain the idea of what a mistake might be like. Cannot. That's why I say there's no mistakes. There's just perfection in every direction. So if any of us step back and we look at our world from the highest, most heavenly place, it appears that we are this great symphony of souls, all working together to reach higher states of consciousness. So of course, we are all also these separate beings with unique minds, hearts, and individual lives. Yet this separating aspect is not the biggest truth. The greatest truth is that we are intimately connected with everything and everyone else in the universe. When any of us decide to surrender, because it is a decision each of us either choose or don't choose, when we surrender to this larger truth, weaving it throughout our day, the most inspiring, tantalizing, and enlightening moments just magically show up. Have you ever experienced that? I'm sure we all have. I know I have. We can feel the presence of something much larger than ourselves. And it is guiding us to a more joyous state of being. So we naturally become more sensually available to all the pleasure and joy we are here to experience in this deliciously exquisite existence. So by being radically open, raw, naked, and deeply willing to receive whatever the divine existence is offering us in each moment, the enlightenment must pour into us. It simply has no other choice. So when we completely empty out our cup, the universe has to fill it. Now, obviously, this is where you're careful from the standpoint of what is it that you are filling that cup with. See, because the universe, it's going to answer you. So you could be in this turmoil where the universe fills the cup up with not really good stuff. So you're careful, you're aware. And the result is a truly intimate connection with this divine intelligence and an abundance of the richest manifesting, creating into reality energy radiating from our core. So by existing or living each moment from this raw, open, vulnerable place, we can become unstoppable in everything and anything that we do. So whenever we are deeply surrendered to life, whenever we are deeply surrendered to life, life surrenders to us. Okay? Now what have we been taught? The opposite. Fight life. Don't surrender to it. That's failure. You're giving up. But that's all wrong. Now, any of us can choose to move into a deep surrender to life. And that's when anything and everything surrenders to us. We immediately feel this humble, yet empowering connection with everything and everyone. There are no more feelings of lack, unworthiness, or separation with who we are. There is also no need to become someone powerful, superior, and special. There's no need for that for any of us. So that we cover up that unconscious, insecure self who feels inferior. See, this is what happens to some of us. We have this need to become someone powerful, superior, and special. And that's so that we cover up that unconscious, insecure self who feels inferior. Each of us can choose to allow all our darker parts to be seen, felt, and heard. How many of us do this, okay? Experience life in all possible ways. Good, and not be afraid of experience, because the more experience we have, the more mature we become. Oh, does that make sense? Some of us hide away from experience. We don't care to move out of our focus, our center, the center of laying on the nail on the porch and getting used to the pain and not knowing well enough to get off of that nail. Allow the totality of your darkness and divinity to be revealed. As we start feeling into, exposing, honoring, and welcoming all our dark and bright parts, we spend less energy controlling, holding back, hiding, and trying to contain our wild brilliance. And this is within this relaxation, our full divine nature can spring forth and shower upon this world. We are free to be spontaneous, creative, fully self-confident, and we can access our core life energy. And naturally, we find ourselves resting and abiding in our spiritual essence, which does not judge or condemn anything or anyone, as it is the source of love itself. And the most spiritually expansive, loving, healing, and magical experiences in life instantly start creating into reality, manifesting when we take the risk to look within and be honest, vulnerable, and real with who we think we are. And when we remove all our masks with everyone in our lives, and we drop all our perceived burdens, shed our protective layers, and become totally transparent with everyone in the world, then the supreme enlightened reality sneaks into us. This enlightened perception of life takes over our mind, creating an energetic merging with our ego and spiritual essence, and we feel this awesome, wholesome love for ourselves and others everywhere we go. And the secret, or the golden key to this second enlightenment secret, is to be fearless in unraveling and exposing our most enlightened and horrific selves. We must be able to relax and truly be at the okay with every good, bad idea that passes through our mind and emotions. And we must not get stuck on anything and become like Teflon, a non-stick surface, or a perpetually oiled surface, which all thoughts slide off. We cannot take anything that is revealed personally, as every idea and concept that we have about who we are was handed down to us about who we are. How would we know who we are unless it was handed down to us, programmed in our subconscious mind from our parents, siblings, teachers, society, and the many generations who were before them? Don't rely on your mind for liberation, because you are the sum cause of the entire universe. Nesrabadana. Don't rely on your mind for liberation. You are the sum cause of the entire universe. Resting in silence and stillness of mind. Ironically, the cause of our enlightenment and what's blocking us from experiencing it is the same thing, the mind. When we transcend the mind, dropping any attachment we have to it, the brilliant light of our being can then shine through, and this brilliance, with all of us, is all we can see in every direction. Now, of course, a mind is essential to adventure into this great journey, into spiritual liberation. Yet we first need to understand what the mind actually is, so that one day we can become free from it. We choose to understand what these things are, what they're about. Okay? That's why when I talk about us in this meditation, we talk about being within and finding out what these things are, so that we won't need them. Say, they won't be interference And how many of you notice your mind? Okay? You're not judging anything. You're a watcher or viewer of your mind. And you'll notice that it's always striving, judging, analyzing, and needing to achieve something. You may have lived your entire life so far completely wrapped up in the head, which is always focusing on thoughts, concepts, right and wrong opinions, judgments, and belief systems. And this secret to remaining unenlightened, okay, this is the secret to remaining unenlightened. As long as you're always up in the head thinking, with your brain running the show, and the rest of your heart, sex center, and physical sensual body is being ignored, know that the enlightenment is a full body experience. Not part, not a little bit, but it's a full body experience. And what this means to each of us, the whole body is engaged in experiencing life. The whole body, not just the head. And not just the over-analytical mind. And to step back from the mind requires total awareness. You have to. How are you going to step back from the mind if you don't have total awareness? Every enlightened experience begins by first taking one step back from the mind and resting into a state of pure awareness. This is why an enlightenment seeker meditates. You guys are all enlightenment seekers. This is why you meditate. Not to control the mind, yet to transcend all thinking completely, calling forth the experience of total silence, stillness, and pure awareness inside. Stillness creates an automatic letting go of the constant control, domination, and neediness of the mind. Stillness creates an automatic letting go of the constant control, domination, and neediness of the mind. This is why many of you will fall asleep in these meditations. You get so relaxed, you let go of all of this garbage, and you just fall into a deep sleep. It is something that takes 100% of our devotion and dedication. And as the mind is deeply addicted to the outer search, it will spend lifetimes searching for fulfillment in the outer world, believing this is the purpose of life. It will continuously try to fill your time here on this earth, this Gaia, Arya, with new information, people, and special goodies out there, never questioning reality or what your heart or soul is really yearning for inside. And the secret to this enlightened stillness of mind is learning how to be 100% surrendered to life. Learning how to be 100% surrendered to life. This comes from giving more energy towards that natural trusting feeling in something bigger than you is running the entire show. This supreme God source and cosmic intelligence is very real, and it is always connected with our core essence. As I've said, we're a drop of water in this beautiful, sweet cosmic ocean. We are not separate from this vast sea of bliss until we get caught in the mind. And when we get caught in the mind, we believe we are, and we believe we are. When we rest in total stillness of mind, we instantly dissolve back into the sea of bliss and find freedom within it all. And lastly, be aware that the mind is very tricky and slippery. So use caution whenever you approach it. Do not trust the mind or buy into its stories, as it will confidently lead you down one sure path and then switch the next day into following a connection of oneness with the universe. This is the easiest doorway to enter the experience of enlightenment. The heart lives in love and abides in a connection of oneness with the universe. Okay? Do not trust your mind. Do not buy its stories, because it will confidently lead you down one sure path and then switch the next day to the following a completely different direction. Haven't you ever experienced that? You're on one track one day, you're all committed, boom, 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 boom. You wake up the next day, it totally shifts gears into an entirely different direction. When I look inside and I see that I am nothing, that is wisdom. When I look outside and see that I am everything, that is love. And between these two, my life turns. Nisargadatta Maharishi. Trust 100% in yourselves, the universe, and in this sacred journey through life. Always being trusting, open and available to yourself. The universe and your life is no small matter. And accessing our full enlightened nature is so enormous that we must expand beyond our old comfort zones and trust in something beyond the mind, beyond everything we know. And one of the greatest hiddens is to living in a continuous state of trust is learning how to abide in the feminine energy. This is the great secret to living in a continuous state of trust, is learning how to abide in the feminine energy. This is the highly fertile experience of openness, deep relaxation, and pure receptivity. When this energy enters our body, it means we have stopped engaging in society's over-controlling, dominating, masculine influence and started welcoming that feminine magnetic force that is inherent at the core of every atom in creation. And this sacred feminine energy is wild, it's liberating, and it is magnetic. It is inside everything around us. It is very real, it's organic, and it shows up naturally when we stop pursuing the life that never fully satisfied us. And as we turn inwards to find the divine feminine source, we merge with that ancient way of being which nurtures our very soul. And we find this natural spiritual energy inside our being. And relaxing into this energy allows us to feel at one with the entire universe wherever we go. And the enlightened state is absolute trust in what is here now. And it's never half-ass about it. And this 100% level of trust creates an instant feeling of freedom from doubt, resistance, and fear. And the mind stops controlling everything. And it gives up striving to attain a different experience than the one given to you now. And when we live from a state of 100% trust, we start allowing this magical universe to unfold however it will. If you are only willing to release 99% control of your life, then ask yourself, what is this 1% still holding on to? Why would clinging to thoughts and fear, doubt, and needing more control be more important than your spiritual freedom? Sure, we could allow for a small percentage of our ego's free will to be there, yet it's good to explore how this non-trusting ego trip is just some entertaining sideshow and not the real deal. And to abide in 100% trust all day long requires a full let go of your beliefs, addictions, demands on yourself, others, and this world. It means that you stop avoiding your unlimited spiritual nature. Each of us are limitless spiritual nature. And total trust is about our recognizing the divine souls that we all are and having the deepest devotion to our spiritual selves. And the secret is about embracing all the joy and pain we find inside. Life is designed to be a continuous trusting process, and to master it, this great sacred feminine energy needs to be at our center so we can feel nourished and guided in every moment of our lives. When we can sit back and allow the great cosmic wheel of life to take over, we'll find out that it steering our mind to see and feel and know this is all divine perfection. Questions we ask ourselves: all journeys are outward journeys. There is no inward journey. A lot of people believe that. All journeys are outward journeys. There is no inward journey. Now, how can we turn inwards? We are already there. There is no point in going. And when going stops, journeying disappears. When desiring is no more clouding the mind than you are. Feel the oneness between the spiritual and material world. Manifesting, creating into reality our material dream life and the road to enlightenment are two sides of the same coin. When we embrace our natural creating into reality ability, manifesting ability, we must also open the doors for a greater spiritual depth inside, which is needed to balance everything out. We cannot be fully enlightened unless we are enjoying our connection with the vibrant, rich matrix of powerful creation energy that exists in quantum particles all around us. It's at your beck and call. And it is what we refer to as the material world. We also cannot totally enjoy any physical riches and luxuries of the material world without being relaxed and surrendered to our divine spiritual energy at our core. You can have it all but not feel comfortable with it all. Or you could have it all and be in deep fear of it all. These worlds are one world, two sides of the same coin, and they are independent with each other, feeding into the other. They cannot exist without each other. If we judge something in the material world as bad, we set up an energetic block inside of us, which stops our spiritual growth, and vice versa. It is only through surrendering to the merging of our spiritual and material nature that we find the fastest path to freedom. And ironically, you will find the experience of spiritual surrender as one of the greatest manifesting, creating into reality secrets that was ever invented, and causes our dreams and desires to come and create into reality faster than the speed of light. Retire into solitude. Seat yourself on a clean spot in an erect position with the head and neck in a straight line. Control all sense organs. Bow down in devotion to your teacher. Then enter the lotus of the heart and meditate there on the presence of Brahma, the pure, the infinite, the blissful. Kalvaya Upanishad. You're bowing to the God that you are. And it's good to know that the road towards enlightenment is the highest spiritual path any of us can choose to follow through life. Not because self-realization is so challenging to discover and maintain, yet rather because it is also extremely easy and effortless. It is both effortless and ridiculously challenging, which is what makes it so enticing to explore. The mind is often too small of a container to grasp this and explore. The mind it may become confused by this conundrum, which is why we haven't heard about that many enlightened beings in our Earth's history. is our basic nature. Depending on your programming, it may require decades of searching and efforting to set the mind aside. Remain fully conscious of pure consciousness, totally relaxed in your body, and eternally expanding in your cosmic spiritual nature. Now, why is it that you're in an incessant reincarnation, going over and over without memory, over and over without memory, over and over without memory? Because you have not reached a fully conscious state, pure consciousness, totally relaxed in your body, eternally expanding into your cosmic spiritual nature. It is truly the greatest cosmic joke of all that we are trying to attain our natural, effulgent state of being. We already are that. So what could be easier and harder than that? Basically, it means we must make a tremendous effort to be 100% effortless. So on this great journey for all of us into enlightenment, we are going to get to pass a few essential tests. What's at stake here is our life's fulfillment on the deepest levels. So we will come across many unexpected curves in the road, and perhaps an enormous range of mountains to climb, a massive roadblock to leap over, and many succulent distractions that will stop us in our spiritual tracks. All these tests that we have put before us make the journey even more of a wild and crazy celebration. When we are sitting on top of one of these peaks, we're resting in the green, sunny, warm valley along the way. Many people do not appreciate things that are freely given. As much as those things which they may feel are nearly impossible to attain. No feat that is going to push your boundaries, stretch your limits, and feels outrageous to even imagine is going to be easy to create into reality or manifest. And the amount of struggle, loss, and confusion along our journey is the very fuel that will eventually burn our egos away. And so again, it is the universe which has invented the perfect spiritual setup. And just remember, in this meditation, and from this day forward, the universe never makes mistakes. The journey which is pulling you deeper in this very moment, in this now of your lives, is revealing the real reason why we are here. If you look for your path into enlightenment in any place other than the now, you will miss it. It is always hidden in the most sacred place that we are least likely to look for it. Master your thoughts. Master them. The light of consciousness is our basic nature. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. And those of you who fall asleep, have a good, peaceful stillness. We relax the body. This is part of our awareness, part of our journey. So, you let go of everything. Surrender all things. And again, it's not that surrendering all things doesn't mean that you're getting rid of them, that you're letting, physically eliminating all things in your external reality. It just means that you're surrendering to them. So you don't covet. You have no expectations or attachments to any of it. And you want to see how free you become when you can sustain that knowing and understanding. And you can make that commitment of total surrender. The body relaxes. How can it not? That 1% that you're still holding on to, let that go too. There's no reason to hold it. All of us are everything. Why are we so incessant trying to hold on to things when we are those things? Is it crazy, isn't it? body relaxes and responds, shoulders drop, you feel that ease throughout the back and the spinal column, that things just ease away. And you feel light and loose, and you feel in peace and stillness. And then you move into the now, because the now is all we all have. That's where everything lies. That's where the discovery is. This is why so many don't discover lifetime after lifetime, because they're spending all their time in a future that doesn't exist, or all their time split between the two in the past, which is over. Doesn't make any sense, does it? That's why so few of us have ever reached full enlightenment on this planet, ever. Some of us will be in, we have memories. We do. We carry memories, burned engrams into the brain, memories. And those memories are from past experiences. And some of us, it's a song or talking to someone, or all of a sudden it comes over you, or it could be anything, that you kind of quaffed off into the past. You embrace these memories. Oh, that was such a good time. Oh, I really enjoyed it. And there's nothing. What's wrong with that? Nothing. There's no right or wrong. It's our direction. And then we move back out. We move into the now. We do our best to stay in the now. We aren't interested in a future that doesn't exist. We're only interested in the now, which creates the future, the way we desire it to be, with some surprises. Now, some of us, unfortunately, are seduced continually into the past. So then we take that past, we bring it into a future that doesn't exist. We create that future from that past, and we relive that past and that future. This is why so many people are so confused. This is why so many people hold on to all kinds of traumas and experiences in their lives and drag it with them throughout the life, and then continually re-implement it in a future, create a future from the past. It's not a good thing. So then what do we do? As we're in the now, which stills the mind, which stills the ego mind, which stills the subconscious mind, moves us into the space between heartbeats, period, into stillness, into centeredness of our divine essence. Then we breathe. We breathe. We breath in through the mouth. We breath in through the nose, and we breath out through the mouth. Now, the breathing is divine positive energy. Why is it? Why is it divine positive energy? It's just breath, right? Well, it sustains the kingdom of God. It can only be divine. And it's very wonderful and sacred because it focuses us on the now. When you focus on your breath, it may not be easy at times because you keep wandering off into a future that doesn't exist or off into a past. We're always wandering because of that mind, which is flailing everywhere with no control, no direction, no organization, no structure. So then what we take the divine positive energy, our breath, and we merge it with our chi, our God force energy. And we funnel this through the center of our bodies in a seated, relaxed position through seven colored wheels of light. And these are known as the chakras. These are energy, spiritual balances between physical and spirituality. There are bridges between those two existences. And we're a wellspring. This fountain goes all the way up through the chakras, all over the head as a fountain, and then it moves back down, up and around. It's a perpetual, endless fountain. And as we bring the divine positive energy, we start with the Muladhara, in Sanskrit, the root chakra, which is a red wheel of light. All of these are all different flowers and all different geometrical shapes in their centers. So picture this and visualize this in your heart, mind, the root chakra, and see the divine positive energy, the chi, the God force energy flowing effortlessly through these chakras. And the root chakra represents our foundation of feeling of being grounded. In other words, circulation. Spine, rectum, legs, arms, circulatory system. Then we move to the sacral chakra, the Vadistana. This is the orange wheel of light. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's our lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. Emotional connections or issues or sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, and sexuality. Our physical connection or association, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. And we move to the golden yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is our ability to be confident and in control of our lives. The control of our lives means is that we flow, we merge, we still ourselves into complete peace, contentment. We want for nothing because we are everything. In locations upper abdomen and the stomach area, with the emotional issues, connection, self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. So many of the civilization has just tremendously low self-esteem. Physical association, central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, and skin. Then we move to the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the Anahata. It's our ability to love. It's at the center of our chest, above the heart. What are the emotional connections and issues? Love, joy, inner peace, physical association, heart, thymus, lower lungs, circulatory system, immune system. Then we move to the throat chakra, the Vishuddha. Our ability to communicate is in our throat. It's communication, self-expression of feelings, the truth. With the physical associate, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we have the third eye chakra, the Ajna. That's our ability to focus on and see the big picture. It's call it the brow chakra because it's right in the center of between our eyes, up right in the brow area. Center, above the nose. Emotional issues, connections, or intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think, make decisions. Physical association, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. And then the crown chakra, the Sahasrara. This is the highest chakra. It represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually, fully connected, and consciously aware. And it's the very top of our heads. The emotional connections or issues are inner and outer beauty, our connection to spirituality, pure bliss. Our physical association, pineal gland, brain, nervous system. Now we've moved this wonderful, omnipotently powerful frequency, energy through the centers of our bodies, through these energy vortexes, these chakras. And we hold it at the top of our head, briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief moment, we condense and compress it into pure liquid energy. We release it over our pineal glands. Now, the pineal gland is very important for all of us as we're in these bodies, because it's the gateway to all the particles of existence. It's the gateway to pure consciousness, to God, and beyond. So it's very important for us. You can view the pineal gland however you view it. I view it as a green ball of light, a rosebud, and when I release this pure liquid energy over it, it immediately just blooms full, vibrant, eternal rose with multicolored petals, and it's soft and vibrant, beautiful fragrance. It's eternal, and the pineal gland is fully functioning and healthy. And it has opened up all the gateways effortlessly. And it is for us to understand and embrace those gateways we understand that we are everywhere, allwhere, everywhere. That we are nothing and everything. We're all consciously aware that we are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We're merged. The heart, mind, the body, the God, pure consciousness, the soul, the higher self, the spirit. We're all one. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We have others with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. We also have the ascended masters. The archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, they're a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. And we do visit with them. We meet with them in our lives. It's just not necessarily do we identify it in that interaction. It only comes to us most of the time afterwards. We put the pieces together and we feel very good about it because it's always a wonderful interaction with them. We love interacting with us. We love interacting with them. Now, thousands can surround any one of us at any one time. Because of their frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. Are we them? Are they us? Yes. They are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. The ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, many, many, many more. These are those who have ascended out of body, mastered ascension out of body, hold pure consciousness, God form. We are mastering the experience in the body. Are they us and we them? Yes. They're consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we're all gathered here to connect existence with an existence. All of the reflections of all of us focused here in this liberation of this planet as we have created a paradise world. And so we are compelled to reach out to all the other reflections of all of us, all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation of the forming of the circle of light. They come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this entire universe. They come in the trillions of Gugaplexes from every direction, and they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. Many, many, many civilizations and species. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of the off-worlders, all of the galactics and celestials, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light. We are only familiar with a fraction of these civilizations and species. Over 1,000 of them travel through the solar system every day. And the ones that we are familiar with somewhat, all of them, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. This includes all the species and levels of these civilizations, both the good higher consciousness and the negative lower consciousness, because we all comprise all of that. civilization. We have the Pleiadians, the Syrians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Zeta Reticuli, the feline. We have the Gray, the Nord, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avians, many, many, many more. They've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they, in the billions, are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we have inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and are formed into circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, to form the circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with a handful of them. A fraction of them. There are trillions of them. And they're in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, and we only are able to see 1% maybe. And just to name a few of what we're familiar with somewhat are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, eternal, deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of life. We maintain the highest of highest vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love. This is why we are assembled for the liberation of this planet. It's the only way the planet can be liberated is because of us discovering us and reflecting back to each other. And in the trillions, they are with us now. We're all assembled, all connected, everything and everything, knowing that we are all one, that we are all love, that we are all God. Arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods together, we are in full compassion. Non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, abundance. And we form a massive circle of light. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand effortlessly. The circle of light is the God force energy that is all of us, that is housed within us. Within us. This circle of light is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of space. It would take over 1,000 billion of the suns in this solar system to even come close to its brilliance. It is pure, deep, eternal love. Total. Purest of the purest pure. It is divine perfection. It is all of us. It is our core essence, our core existence. It is the feminine, the nurturing, the love. It floods and saturates all of our brothers and sisters on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, this meditation, the circle of light. It is eternal. levitate up above this planet in the circle of light. Understand how big the circle of light is? With all those that are with us, all of us as one, it spans all creation. It spans and reaches out to all, everything and everything. All that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It literally expands into nothingness, beyond consciousness, and it is eternal. See this in your heart mind. It will never fade. It will just get brighter. We're met with a gossamer field. It is filled with trillions of little mini mirrors, all reflecting brilliant multitude of colored lights. And all it is the reflection of all of us back and forth to each other, everything in everything. We're met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column that reminds each and every one of us of our omnipotent power, our strength and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are imbued from head to toe, inside and out, with an impenetrable white fire armor. It cannot be violated from any external source, power, or authority. It cannot be. It cannot be breached, penetrated, discolored, diffused, or weakened. We are protected 24/7 eternally. But only you have the power. Only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough into hate, anger, judgment, deception, manipulation, greed, dishonesty, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so that all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies can come flooding in. If you do this, if you decide, whether consciously or unconsciously, you are then met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds you that you can bring in the purple transmuting flame. You can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance and send them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. You're then met with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that the violet ray can be brought in. It can purify, cleanse, harmonize, restore our love light vibrational frequency of the highest high, seal the breach in our armor, stabilizing and returning us to pure light, love, God energy. Then we're met with the golden white pink light. This column reminds each and every one of us we are everything and everything, remember? We are nothing and everything. So all the sunsets, all the sunrises, all the rainbows, the rain, the mist, the fog, the forests, the trees, the oceans, the lakes, the rivers, the streams, the creeks, the mountains, the beaches, are all us. And it is eternal. On every planet, in every civilization, we are all part of everything, everywhere, and beyond. Feel for yourself, see that the light of consciousness is our basic nature. Any of us can step into this empty mind of spiritually awakened state instantly at any moment. The light of consciousness is our basic nature. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll return to close us out. take an easy, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Move slowly. See in your heart's mind the light of consciousness is your basic nature. The only seeking is from within. The enlightenment is from within. Take this with you for the rest of the day.